Okay, hello, I'm here. My hair is a mess. I am late and I need to get this link shared. Okay, so give me just a few seconds. If you're hopping on, drop a comment for me to say hello and let me get everything squared away. Inviting my friends to come and hang out. I could not get StreamYard to recognize my camera on my computer for some odd reason, so I couldn't actually even get started and do this part after I got started. So today is Independence Day for United States of America, so hooray, we're a country. Okay. Hooray for us. We're a country, we exist. Yay. And hooray for a day off for me. If you had the day off, let me know what you did with your day. If you did not have the day off, let me know what you did not get to do with your day that you wish you had gotten to do. I am currently at home. I spent the last several hours at my grandparents', which is our tradition every Independence Day. We go and have a, what do you call? Lunch event, celebratory family time thing. And so I was there and struggled to leave because leaving family events is hard for me. I have a hard time like leaving once I'm there with the people. So it took me a bit to get out of there, but I did it. I left. Which is important because I do have work tomorrow. So even if I wasn't doing sprints, I would feel like I need to get here. Post there. Chat. Oh, shoot. I posted that wrong thing. Delete. Ah, my bad. We're live. Hosts. This is the one where I'm supposed to post that other link. Okay, I'm so sorry. We're getting there. Invite friends. Copy. My goodness. I have done this before. Promise. Just don't have it together today. Okay. So if you are currently reading for the Midyear Reading Scramble, let me know in the comments. If you don't know what I'm talking about, these sprints are in, what do you call, I guess, in league with the Midyear Reading Scramble, which is a month-long readathon for the month of July where we are working on trying to get our reading things going and caught up on certain areas that we feel behind on and things like that. So currently working on those types of things. I currently am in the midst of 4 different books, but I'm going to be focusing on this one. Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng is what I'm going to be focusing on for the evening because the audiobook that I have through Libby will be returning itself within the next 2 days. So I kind of want to get through this. So that's where we're at. So that's what I'm going to be reading. And if you are reading with me, please drop a comment. Let me know what you're doing. If you're not reading, if you are reading, whatever it is that you are up to, I would love to know. I'm going to get us a timer ready. Is this the one that I used? I think it is. Okay. All right. I'm not sure if anybody is going to be hopping on with me or not from the other hosts, but we shall see. I did get it shared in there correctly this time, so yeah. I guess we will go ahead and get started though. For this first sprint, I'm going to also, I need to take my dog out because I got home. I haven't done that yet. And tidy up a bit in this room because there is stuff all over this table and I cannot function with all of that. So I'm going to try to fix it. So that's what I'm going to do other than listening to my book. So let me know what you guys are doing. If you are here, don't forget to drop a comment. I like to chat with the friends and things. Let me get this extra screen added. Present. Share screen. Yes, that's allowed. Share. Is it going now? Is it going? Okay, it's yes. Haha. Perfect. Okay. Oh, and this is not the vibe we were going for, I don't think. Settings. Is this the one we went with? I feel like it's not. There. I think this is maybe the, no, that's not it. Aesthetic cafeteria, dreamy clouds. No. Nighttime. Why am I singing Christmas songs? I don't know. Lord help me. Yes, I annoy myself. So if that annoyed you, sorry. We'll just stick with the Soul Sunrise for now. It's the closest to the color palette that I'm looking for. So maybe I'll find it in a minute. Okay. How long shall we go? Let's do 30 minutes to start because maybe then some friends will join us. So wait. Where's the magic spot that I fixed that? Maybe I don't. Maybe I just accept defeat. I feel like there was a way to change it though. Timers, duh. Okay. So we're gonna do a 30 to start. And then if somebody joins me, then great. But if not, then we'll do longer sprints for the rest of the time. That way it just gives time for people to hop on if they're going to. All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's go read. Hello. Hello. We're back. Did the
Hi.
sound go off? I had my computer muted accidentally. Did the sound go off at all for anybody?
I didn't personally hear it, but I was in editing mode, so it may have gone off and I just didn't hear it because it blended in with what I was listening to.
Okay. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I am cold this morning, but other than that, I am well. It's like 7 degrees Celsius and rainy here today because it's winter here in Australia.
Right.
I'm madly trying to get a video edited that needs to be up by Sunday. It's currently Friday here. I'm like in the future.
Right.
And then I need to apply for some jobs, and I also need to get a bunch of pick-pongathon stuff organized for my readathon in August. So it's just kind of a hectic
That's a lot.
smash out all the stuff today before I have a weekend where I have a child at home. Like all the things I need to get done without a child need to happen today.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just like a crazy mind dump at the moment. So it's going well. It's just a bit all over the place. It's chaos. It's my brand, and that's just how I roll.
Yeah, I feel.
How's your evening been?
Pretty good. I went to my grandparents for our Independence Day, like tradition. Have like a yearly. My grandparents have a farm in Kentucky. I live in like the border between Kentucky or I live in Tennessee, but on the border right next to Kentucky. So we always go there, and we do burgers and make ice cream and
Fun Independence Day.
Yeah, ride four-wheelers through the like trails that my grandfather's cut out in the farm.
Texas Independence Day things. I like it.
Yeah. We in the South over here.
You have really cool nails, I've noticed, that are very Independence Day too.
Yeah. So good stuff. But we didn't get to do four-wheelers this year because it's supposed to be stormy. But we did have a blow-up house, like a bouncy house, for the kids, which there's only 3 of, and only 2 of them were present. But they still had a great time.
I mean, wouldn't you, if you were the only 2 kids needing to bounce on a bouncy castle?
Like there's no
you have to
competition.
take turns. Just
Right.
have it the whole time.
We had like a water slide attached for the exit, so my nephew, he mostly spent his time in the water part. He was a little anxious of the slide. He went down it twice, but the second time he couldn't quite climb up the thing. He couldn't figure out how to climb up it. So I went in the bouncy house and set him on top of the slide, and he reached back and grabbed my hair because he didn't want me to let him go. And I was like, "It's okay. I'm gonna hang on to you. It's okay." So I held his hands as he went down. He was still not very excited about sliding down though.
But I'm assuming he's about 2-ish, 2.5, age-wise. Yeah.
He's 2.5. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a 2-year-old who's exactly the same. She's confident until she's not. And then she's like, no.
No, thanks. Not today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I literally felt like I haven't lived that experience on a slide.
Yeah. Now, when I did him halfway down it, he was fine with that. But of course he was, because he's still super tiny. He's on the smaller side of 2 years old, even though
so is my daughter. Yeah. She's still size 1 clothes.
Right. So he goes down, right? And then he gets to the bottom of the slide. He didn't have quite enough momentum to actually get into the splash zone. So he had to scooch his way into actually splashing. But he was very excited about his cousin Olivia. Every time she would go down the slide, he would start counting 1, 2, 3, go! And it was screaming the 3 and go.
That's so fun.
It was hilarious, but
I love it.
Yeah, it was a great time. So we had a lot of fun. And now I am home, and Gamora is happy that I'm here. I should put her shirt on. I got her I got her this shirt and it says, what would Dolly do? And it has like the wig, the outline of like Dolly Parton wig. And it's glorious. And I just feel like that's so American that I feel like she should be wearing it today.
So I worked at Booktopia and Dolly released a book recently. So we got a giant cutout of her and she became like our team's little like mascot and she kind of like hung around all our desks. And then there was like the R&D team at the other end of the office kept being like, I'm sick of Dolly like staring at me. So then it became like this hidden wall where they would come and hide Dolly somewhere else in the office and it became like a hide and seek Dolly situation. And so when we were all made redundant and we had to leave, then we all got photos with Dolly because like we're not Dolly fans, but Dolly just kind of became like our office mum. So we were all getting photos with this like Dolly.
I love it.
Yeah, so
I love it.
I have a special place in my heart for Dolly now. So if you put that on, that would be hilarious and I would appreciate it so much.
I'll definitely have to grab it during the next sprint.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what are you up to today?
So I will be editing my final Amazing Readathon episode vlog because like I'm releasing it as like a 3-day thing. I'm like halfway through and then I have to get the Pick-a-Pongathon Discord set up because this is the first year that it's going to be competitive based, so I need to have like selection bots and like whole different channels and stuff, like all the fun complex stuff that Brie is well aware how to do that I am not. So I'm pretty much racking her brain being like, help me build a Discord. And then I'm discussing with the hosts some of their team names and what they're going to be. And we're coming up with some very hilarious decisions based on some suggestions from ChatGTP. So you can imagine where this is going. We're trying to combine beer pong puns with literary puns. So it's getting to be a very fun experience. Yeah.
That's going to be so fun.
Yeah.
All right.
And you're reading Everything I Never Told You. Is that by Celeste Ning? I can never like say that.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying it?
Yes, I am 72 pages in, and I started it today. Yes, I am enjoying it so far. The one thing that I just came across though that I'm not excited about is there is a cheating thing happening, and I'm not sure how that's gonna go down. I'm hoping that things get situated there. Is almost about that.
And then it's like a necessary plot device. I hate when they put it in as just like a shock factor, and it's not necessary to the story.
Right, or like to just build the drama of things. Like I'm not here for it. So hopefully that
that's happening in my current read. I'm reading oh my god, what's it called? The Last Woman, I think it is. And it follows the story of, it's actually really hectic. This woman finds out after 15 years that her husband actually put her child up for adoption and he had told her that she passed away. So now she travels over to America to try and like find her daughter. And she ends up having to like travel there illegally because she doesn't have like a visa because she's from China. And like, so she's living there illegally trying to like track down her daughter and all this stuff is going on. But there's like all these like cheating scandal things being like thrown in. And I have a feeling they're part of it, like part of the mystery of it all. And there's like all these relationships that are intertwined. But like every time it's brought up, I'm like, is it necessary?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But it's a good book. It's just intense. It's
a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
There's some books that I read a book, I want to say it was last year or the year before. And it was kind of like, the only way I can describe it is that it was like a soap opera in book form. And it was just such an interesting reading experience. And I went to read another book this year, just last month, I think it was. And I got a little bit into it. And I was just like, once I got to a certain point, it got to be where it showed that it was going to be like a love triangle, but between brothers. And I was like, okay, I'm done with that one. I don't need it. I already got my one soap opera experience, and I pushed through that soap opera book. I don't need to push through another one. I'm good. Unless there's something like some other reason why actually invested in the story, I'll pass.
Yeah, I read a book earlier this year, and the only way I could describe it was that it was a Indian Desperate Housewives. It's called The Bandit Queens by someone, Sahir, I think is the surname. And it literally is like an Indian Desperate Housewives. And like, I cannot describe it any other way than that. So I totally understand what you mean.
Wow, that's a vibe.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Glinda. Hello.
Hi, Glinda.
Currently reading Lula Dean's Little Library of Banned Books. How is it? I have that on my Goodreads TBR, I would say, or do I own it? I think
it gets to that point, doesn't it?
I think I might have actually acquired that. Reading
Hi,
before
Julie.
bed. Hello, hi Julie. Scrolling down. Hello. There we go. Ping pong is competitive this year, you say?
Yes, it will be. The way that it's going to work is there's going to be 3 teams of 3 co-hosts. They will all play ping pong to get you your prompts, and then you will pick your host before you know what the prompts are, and then compete against each other. 3 different teams.
Ooh.
The ultimate ping pong challenge.
That's going to be intense. I like it.
Yeah.
Currently reading Sandstorm this evening. It's a reread, but it's been a decade since then, so my recollection of what happens is very vague. You know, sometimes it is that way. There are some things that they burn in your memory really well, and then there are other books that it's like, I have no idea what happened in this book. And then you reread it and you're like shocked all over again. That's the best feeling, is when you basically get to read it 5 stars. 10 out of 10. Love it.
Exactly.
Books and Lipstick said, love it. Sign me up right now.
Announcer video will be out next week. I'm filming it today. I just had to finalize some things. It's a little bit behind because of sickness, guys. I'm sorry, but it is coming.
I get it.
I'm still like nasally and coffee, and I end up having to get put on like a steroid inhaler because I had like all these issues with COVID, and like I was just not getting any better. So it's been like really difficult for me to film without having coughing fits. And I'm like, I don't really want to be coughing in the middle of an announcement video.
Yeah,
so
I get it.
Put it off, but that's right.
For sure.
So yeah, that's another thing on the to-do list today. Film ping pong announcement video. Fine, my to-do list is forever growing. It's only 11:30 today. I've got plenty of time before I have to pick the child up from daycare. It's fine. It's fine.
You got this. I remember loving it and continuing with the series, but then I did a cross-country move and got packed away, so I never finished this. That's a fair reason to not finish a series. Starting over sometimes is the best way. Just give up and go back to the beginning. Sometimes I'll start a series, but then it's like the books are still coming out, so I just kind of like wait and don't keep reading because I don't want to have to like reread that first book to then read the next book to then reread them both before I read the next book. So I'll just like wait until they kind of get far enough ahead that I can like read them closer together and not struggle.
That was me with the Nevermore series. I tried to like stay up to date with like the Nevermore series, the Workin Pro Nevermore series. And I was like, sweet, okay, I'll finish the 3rd one knowing that like the 4th one's coming out. And then she got sick and it's been like postponed. And now it's like April 2025. And I'm like, I'm going to have to do a reread. Like I remember the first one like vividly and most of the second one, but I think I'm going to have to do a reread of the 3rd at least.
Yeah. My phone actually notified me. I want to say it was yesterday, or it may have been today, but I think it was yesterday, saying that it was delayed again. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I got that.
Bless her heart.
One of the worst last work emails I got before I was cut out of my work email at Booktopia was like, announcement, here's the new cover, but it's not coming till April 2025. And I was like, really? Yeah. And the cover like doesn't seem to match. I don't know why, but I don't like the new cover.
I haven't looked at it yet. I'm going to go look at it.
I might I'll have to look because maybe there'll be a different like UK cover that I'll prefer, and maybe I'll just have to get the different edition that like blends in with mine. I don't know.
All right. I think it is time to go back into another sprint. Okay. Oh, and I apologize if you hear loud noises at any point. It is Independence Day, and therefore, thus, out here in Tennessee, there is no question there will be fireworks.
That's fine. As long as it's not gunshots and you're all safe, that's all that matters to me.
Yeah, we're good. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1. Let's read. Okay, we are back, and that sound definitely did not go off.
It did not. Which is strange because I heard it go off for the short break, like to tell us to go back on.
Yeah.
Weird.
Sequences. I don't know. What is the deal?
No idea.
Sounds. Bell, play sound when timer finishes. Alert volume is up. Weird.
No idea.
Don't know. And it's showing the sound as on for the streams. That's weird. I don't know. Anyways.
Very, very strange.
I used the audiobook and listened to another 30 pages and did some diamond painting because I haven't in a while and I felt like sitting still for a sprint, so I did. How was that sprint for you? Did you accomplish much on your editing?
Yeah, I finished my editing.
Nice.
So that's like exporting, ready to upload.
Right.
And I started updating the Discord for Peak Pongathon and like completely destroyed the chat history that I had with all the hosts. Like it accidentally, like I edited the wrong channel and it deleted all the history.
No.
And I was like, oh no. And so I was trying to just like madly recap like for them what had been chatted about because there was a few of them that hadn't like seen it yet. And so I'm like, okay, so I'll just recap. This is what's been decided, and this is what still needs to be decided.
That's
yeah. So yeah, it was just, it is what it is, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was me just being like, how do I reverse it? And I couldn't reverse it. So now I'm just like recapping everything and starting all over again, but that's fine.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. But that's all right. It's my my fault for not knowing Discord well enough.
It is a more confusing platform because it's made very differently from other.
Yeah, like once I wrap my head around it, I'll be fine. It's just because obviously with it being competitive paced, like I need to get everyone's permissions correct so they don't view channels they shouldn't be viewing. And then what I did was I was editing a channel and I accidentally had the wrong one selected when I hit edit. So when I changed the name of the channel, changed everything. I like deleted everything in that channel. And that happened to be the one that was the planning chat. And I was like, shit.
Yeah.
But that's fine. It's all right. But how about you did diamond painting and got a little bit more. Did you read while you were like, did you listen to your audiobook while you were diamond painting, you said?
Yeah. I got another 30 pages.
Nice.
It's definitely giving like there's obviously the mystery of it's about a family whose the oldest daughter went missing and then turned up dead. And so that's like, your mystery aspect is there, but it's more like literary feeling in some ways because it's like more focused on like the characters, like her family, like her parents and their past and stuff like that as well. And it's like more focused on that than like we're not really revealing any new information. It's not like the mystery. It's more like, okay, this thing has happened. Now let's learn everything about all of these people. It's more like that type of direction. So, yeah. But it's set in the 70s, so that's also intriguing because it's a Chinese family in the 70s. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah, very intriguing in that way because it's a different time period and also from a different perspective than a lot of the media that is popular from older time periods.
Yeah.
So you're viewing it in a different lens, you know.
That's where I think it probably won't be for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've avoided it for that reason. Like, I had it on my shelf for ages, and then I ended up just like unhauling it because like I never felt myself like wanting to grab for it. I feel like it would be the kind of thing like if they made it into a TV show like they did with her other book, I would give it or even a movie, I would give it a shot. But like, I'm not huge into like literary type stuff. Like, it needs to be
that's where I've been hesitant as well.
Yeah.
That's where I've had it on my shelves for a while. But I was doing I last year did this whole like April showers, May flowers thing. It's like, I don't know if you've ever heard the little rhyme, but it's an American thing. April showers bring May flowers, and what do May flowers bring? Pilgrims, because the Mayflower was the boat. It's like this little rhyme thing. So I was like originally going to do like a flowery themed thing, and then Margaret was like, well, if you're going to do May flowers, then you need to do April showers. So I was like, okay. So I did like water on the cover themed books last year, and I was going to do it again this year, but then I kind of didn't start it until like the end, and so then I just kind of like hyper fixated on reading every water themed or water cover on my shelves. So I'm still doing that. Every book that has water on the cover.
Oh my god, I would honestly be going for like so long. I have so many books with water on my cover, on the cover on my shelf. I would be
so
like, it would take me almost a year, I think. But it's probably just because I have such a big selection. I mean, I cut my TBR in half earlier in the year. Like, I did a huge unhaul and got rid of like over 150 books. Not like got rid of them. I like donated them to charities, and I sold some, and I gave some to like friends and family, and like they didn't like just get thrown out or wasted. But because I had that, like, my collection started like in, I think 2019. I joined like Instagram and was doing like Bookstagram stuff for a little while before I joined like BookTube. And like, it's just exponentially grown, and it got to the point where it was like, where you get in that weird situation where you feel like you've got to have more books to feel like you're a successful bookfluencer or whatever you want to call yourself. And then I realized that I was just grabbing a book because I knew what it was about, or I'd seen the cover, not because I was actually interested in reading it. And so now that I've been reading in this way long enough, I feel like I've started to know, okay, what I actually am interested in, what I actually like. And so I can kind of be a little bit more harsh in my culling. And now that my shelves are like on display for everyone to see as they like first walk in the door, I'm like, I want it to kind of represent like me as a reader. I don't want it to just be like what everyone knows is popular. So I became a little bit more strict, I guess. But
that's kind of how I am. I'm doing like a trash or try series, so it's like I struggle to commit to getting rid of a book or DNFing a book like permanently, you know what I mean? So it's like if I'm gonna do it, then I need to be sure. So I have to properly decide. I need to sit there and look at the Goodreads and see who's read it, who hasn't, what they're saying about it. If there's like any kind of controversy going on, and then like try the book. So I have this series where I'm doing trash or try. So I either get rid of it or I start reading it and I keep reading until I can't read no more, either because it's over or because I can't read it or I just don't need to bother. So I kind of like started doing that with the water cover thing. So it's like I'm like doing both. So I have, I think, 4 books so far that I am not going to bother with. And the rest of them, I'm like, okay, I either need to just read it or move on, because it's been sitting on my shelf for too long. And that's kind of where this one was at. Like, I made a stack of them. I went through to make my Scramble TBR based off of like, okay, which of these am I least likely to get to soon? or do I have like the least amount of interest in? Those are the ones I'm going to try first. And then if I try it and I don't want to continue with it, then I'll swap it out for one of the other books that I am more actively interested in. So that's kind of like my process, I guess you could say. So
I like it. So what are some of are you allowed to share what some of your other options are so that I can like be like yay or nay and if I've read it?
Well, the ones that I have at the moment are for this particular set of things is, of course, Everything I Never Told You. And then the other one that I started yesterday was Truth Witch, which
I have on my TBR. I haven't read it. So I'll be intrigued to see what you think.
I am currently 100 pages in and still kind of like on the fence about it. Like I'm not invested, but also looking at Goodreads, I went through and I saw that Margaret had read all of them, and I was like, she had like given them 4 and 5 stars, and you know the last one came out like 3 years ago, and she still gave that a high rating. So I was like, well, maybe. So I'm like, still trying to decide on this one.
I managed to score like the whole series of someone who had bought the whole series and only read the first one, didn't like it, and was like, I'm getting rid of the entire series. And I was like, okay. She's like, you can have it all for $5. I just want it off my shelf. Like she absolutely hated the first one. And I was like, you know what? For $5 for all 4 books, I'll take it and we'll see where we get. And it's just sat on my shelf.
Right. I get it. I have books or series where I did that. Like I asked for my Christmas list for like family stuff where we do like a drawing, and you'll like draw somebody else's name, and that's what you get them is whatever is on their little list. I just list a bunch of book options so that it's easy. It takes seconds. You can order it on Amazon if you're that person, or you can go to the bookstore if you're that person. And it makes life easy. You don't have to worry about if you got the right size. It's a book.
Yes, exactly.
So but I have like series that I haven't started at all that people have gotten me that like
you own like the whole series and you're like, well,
I'm all prepared to read it when I'm ready to read it. I'm just a commitment, and I'm like I feel like I need to finish other series before I start more.
Oh my god, the amount of series I'm in the middle of right now is like exponentially way too high. I feel that.
Another one that I have is Moby Dick. Don't
bother.
I'm 100 pages in so far, and I'm not reading it, but also he's very rambly.
Oh, he's so rambly. So I buddy read this with an American booktuber who gave it 5 stars, and I trashed it. So it was like I was the trash and he was the trash situation. And he was so obsessed. It became like his entire personality. He did like this huge video on it and was like loved it. And I was just like, hate it. I want my life back. Because it's like a 24-hour audiobook. Like it's a commitment.
Right. It's not short.
Because I didn't listen to I listened to the unabridged version. So like the long, full, extended original version. And I mean, the whole time I was reading it, I was like, if Matilda can do it, I can do it. And I just got through it.
That is amazing.
That was the only thing motivating me to finish it. So, and then I was like one of those people that just wanted to be able to say that I had read it.
Right.
I was like, if Matilda can read it, I can read it. And I want to be able to say, yes, I've read Moby Dick. So I can officially say I've read Moby Dick and I've read The Stand by Stephen King. And they are 2 books that I want my time back for, but I can officially say
there are times where it's like that. Yeah. I'll have to grab some of the other ones from my shelf in there because I don't remember them off the top of my head. And I don't have my bullet journal over here. So those are the only 2 resources where I would have them.
That's fine.
I often will take a picture of my TBR so I can reference it later when I'm doing a readathon, but I haven't done that yet. So
maybe I'm looking at my shelf being like, which books have water on the cover?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Anyways,
have some that I'm like more excited for than others. Like I have one of Leanne Moriarty's books, and I enjoy her books because it's just a fun time. It's like the right amount of angst for me. And so, but it's Truly Madly Guilty, so I'm like less excited for it than the others because it's not like one of the ones that's been like more hyped or popular, and like the synopsis is fine, but like it's not super intriguing by the synopsis. So I'm like,
yeah.
I'm gonna read it, but we'll see. So yeah. So this series has had 17 books so far, so I don't think I'll be catching up to the current one anytime soon.
You got time.
That's fair. Hello, Rope Crewman. How are you? Happy 4th. Hellos. More hellos. I did it. I finally picked my first fictional book for July. It's a comic of Marvel's Runways, so it's a start. Fun.
Comics are always a fun thing to start in.
It's always a great time. We love comics. What did the mama buffalo say when she dropped her son off at school? Bye. I love it. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I gave my dad for Father's Day, instead of like giving him a card, I found this joke book for like dumb dad jokes is what it was called. And I was like, this is perfect. It's meant to be. Here's some more content for your
Oh
life.
my god, Anthony's dad jokes have just gotten worse and worse the older Adeline's got. Like they started when I was pregnant with her, and they're just like it keeps me happy and laughing though, so I'm like not mad about it. But like he'll do things and I'll just look at him across the room and be like, why am I sexually attracted to you when you say things like that? Like,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel like that's why it's a thing, is like when a man becomes a dad, he becomes this type of humorous guy. It's like it's for that comedic relief. Like that is what he is there for. That is part of the contribution that he makes as you go through the harder or more difficult eras and days. He's there to bring you joy.
yes.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready for another sprint?
Yeah, I should be able to hopefully get the entire Discord set up in this 45-minute sprint. That's the goal. That's the goal. I'm going to shoot for the gold standard, the gold star.
I believe in you. Gold stars are always the way. We support gold stars here. It's a great life to get a gold star. All right. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're back again. And again, I tried resetting it and it still did not go off.
No idea.
Try reloading the page. I don't know. That's just so weird. Because I've used this same site before for a timer and it didn't do that.
It usually makes a sound. It's so weird.
Right.
No idea.
Very odd.
That's okay.
Anyways,
Your voice is calming enough. It doesn't like startle when you say hi.
Yeah, I'm trying to be very subtle about it and I'll be like, hey, we're back. Just be like, hey, by the way.
Welcome back. It's me. I managed to get all of the channels created and the roles created, but I'm trying to figure out how Carlbot works so that I can auto assign roles based on like reaction to emoji, because that's going to be the easiest way for people to automatically be put into the team and be able to see their chat. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out that through various YouTube videos, ChatGPT and whatnot, because all the people I know that know it are currently asleep because they're in America, and understandably it's getting late over there, so they're asleep like normal human beings would be. But yes, so but I got like a lot done, so I feel pretty well. I guess.
Yay.
Accomplished.
I got 40. I got to page 143. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm already halfway through. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and finish it out.
I thought you were gonna be like, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and DNF it, and I was like, okay, like I was ready to just support you in that decision.
Like, it's not like I'm not hating it or anything. So, and I'm already, halfway. So
yeah.
Yeah, we're enjoying the past arc of kind of like what happened previously in this family's lives at the moment, and learning about some of the things that happened then prior to and that kind of stuff at the moment. It's more about, like I said, more about that part of things, like things that have previously happened. And then the things that are happening now are like very short scenes, but like what's describing what has happened before is like the longer sections. But yeah, reading that, and I almost finished a little section of diamond painting, so hooray.
So that's what is your diamond painting of, by the way?
This is actually a Degas painting. It's from one of his dancers things, and it's like quite huge. And I kind of just got it just for fun, just because why not?
I have a couple of book ones that I want to do so that I can like stick up in like the library area that I'm in down here.
Yeah.
And I got them, and they're like 3 of the same size, and they have like various different like book fantasy-esque drawings. And the plan was to kind of like slowly work on them. And then one of them I was going to do for there's like a potential readathon that's coming out where it's going to be like a books and like diamond painting readathon. It's in the works. And so I got it knowing, okay, I'm potentially going to be a co-host for that. Like I'm going to need some diamond paintings. And I went a little bit crazy because the shop was closing down. So I was like, I'm going to get this one and this one and this one and this one. And then I haven't like started a single one, and now I've got like 4 there. But I wanted to buy things that like I knew once I finished, I would actually want to hang them up. So I got big paintings, which are going to take me so much longer to do. That's fine.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I realized that my video went out at 9 o'clock this morning that I had scheduled, and I totally forgot to like put it anywhere in Discord. So I was just doing that. So if you're wondering why I was just randomly typing, it was because I forgot to announce that my video was out.
Oh, that's good. Glenda.
And then I saw Glenda's comment and was like, oh, that's right. That dropped this morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I put a video out. 2 chapters of Deadpool and started an episode of Justice League Unlimited. Clearly Comic-Con season is on the brain. That's fair. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal, that is a cool kangaroo statue outside the library.
So there's like, so the town that I used to live in had koala statues like all over the town, and the whole point was you were meant to like try and like find them, and they were like a scavenger hunt type situation of various different koala statues in the town. And this town that I live in now has kangaroos. I don't know why. It just seems to be I end up in towns with like figurines around. But yeah, there's this like cool like statue of a kangaroo that's like all painted, and they changed like the color of it every single time.
I mean, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
It's cute.
I mean, if you're gonna embrace your Australian wildlife, you may as well. But like
go big or go home.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone thinks that all we have is giant spiders and weird beach worms, but we do actually have cute animals here too, I promise. And like in saying that, I have lived in Australia for 31 years of my life, and I have never ever seen one of those beach worms that is now all over people's TikTok. Because some like bogan guy went down and pulled one out. Like I know fishermen pull them out and use them for fishing. But I've never seen it just walking along the beach casually. You have to get like a piece of fish to like lure it out. It's not something that's going to bite you when you're walking along the beach, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so interesting how stuff like that happens on the internet, where it's like something becomes like so big, but like in reality, in real life, you're just like, it's not.
And I think in my life, I've probably only seen like 2 snakes. And both of them were like while I was out camping in like the middle of nowhere, where I expected to see snakes because I was like, I'm in your territory. Like, of course I'm going to see you.
Right, exactly.
Whereas like in America, you could just be like in your backyard and bam, there's a bear or like a cougar, or like I'm like, the snakes don't come near me. I have ducks in my backyard. That's like the only animal that comes near me.
Yeah. If you go to like in Nashville, or not really Nashville, in Nashville suburbs like Hendersonville area, even in, which is more city-like than where I'm at. I'm further north, and it's a little bit more rural. So like here, obviously deer just wherever, but even in Hendersonville, where it's like completely like suburban and very like the kind of neighborhoods where they have HOA, even they're like, you'll just be driving around, deer, like 20 deer in a person's yard, just chilling in a neighborhood.
That's us with kangaroos. Yeah.
This is not the woods. There's not even like woods nearby enough. Like they're just doing their thing though. We were here first. We're gonna stay. You cannot trail of tears us out of our way. Yeah, we're staying, and they just chill. It's great. There's many areas where you have to have like deer crossing signs, but that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's us with kangaroos.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Like I literally had to avoid a kangaroo last night coming back because it was just like hopping along the side of the road, and I'm like, dude, do not hop in front of my car, please. Like, go that way.
Friend. Not today.
I've hit a kangaroo once in my life, and I was on my P plate, so I'd like just become like able to drive without someone else in the car, but like still fairly new to driving.
Yeah.
And I was driving along this like 90k zone, like 90 kilometer an hour zone.
Right.
And it like jumped off the side and like body rolled across my hood. And I honestly thought I'd hit a human, because I'm like, no way would a kangaroo like roll like that, because it was so dark I didn't see. I thought I'd hit a human.
Yeah.
I like pulled over and was like, I've killed somebody. It was just a kangaroo. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was alive. I went back and it was not there. It had hopped off.
That's
Totally
good.
fine.
That's good. At least he was okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Rope Crewman's gonna call it a night. Good night. Thanks for joining. You're welcome. See you later. I'm sure I'll see you more this, rest of this week in comments and things.
How are you feeling? Because I know it's like later for you than
it's 10:30 where I'm at, so it's not quite as late as the EST girlies.
Okay.
I'm in Central, so a little
when
less.
You were like, I'll be until CST. I was like, oh my god, I know EST. I have to calculate EST. I was like, hold on, let me calculate the difference.
Yeah, I couldn't do math in my brain at that moment, even though it's 1 hour. For some reason, it's so hard for me to remember if I'm saying it right. So I just sometimes I'm like, I give up. I'm not going to do the math.
No, that's
like it's literally just plus 1 hour, but for some reason it's so hard to make sure that I'm not saying the wrong thing. Because it's like, am I saying plus 1 hour, or am I saying minus 1 hour, or am I just saying my own time zone? I don't know right now.
Yeah,
too much for my brain. So I just was just like, okay, here's my time zone. There you go.
You do the math. That's me in Australia, because like I'm like, look, I'm in the future 12 hours ahead. Like you math, not me.
Right, for real.
But then I stupidly get like a bunch of American co-hosts for my readathon, and then I have to math because I'm giving them the wrong information.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. Well, if you're up for it, I'm keen to do another sprint, but I totally understand if you need to crash.
Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm not feeling like I'm crashing yet, so I'm probably gonna do at least one more.
Cool. I just never know like how much of a night owl people are, because I'm like an in bed by 9 p.m. kind of gal. So.
I am not usually a night owl at all, but I am not tired yet, which is weird for me. I usually would be tired by now, but I am not. So we're gonna take advantage of it.
Okay.
Opportunity. And so without any further ado, I suppose we shall march on with our sprints. That was a weird way of saying it, but that's what I said. So that's what we're saying.
For some reason, the song "The Ants Go Marching One by One, Hurrah!" got like stuck in my head just then. I don't have a toddler. I don't know what you're talking about.
No. I teach pre-K, and this week is Creepy Crawly Week. For my super summer, like I'm doing like a very exciting, fun thing for every day. And so we're doing all sorts of animals this week. And I found this little bug catcher thing. So we've obviously had to catch a bug every day. And Tuesday, we struggled. I caught a few bees, but I couldn't get them to go in the container. And like, they're children. I'm not going to like try too hard to shake the bee into the container. So if he's not going to go, then I'm going to accept that that's a no and let him go just in case, so he doesn't get mad and sting any children. So after all of our fails, we were going in, and I thought we had nothing, but then I saw that the flowers that I had picked and grass that we had picked and put in the container, there were some ants. So those were our bug buddies for the day. It was some ants. It was like 5 of them. And I'm not sure that they stayed in the container because it has like, breathing holes for larger bugs. So I'm not sure that they actually stayed in the container, and they might have gotten in my classroom, but it's fine.
Better an ant than a spider is all I'm going to say.
Right, for real. And they were very small. So it's more power to you, buddy. If you can make it here, then you can make it anywhere in a pre-K classroom. More power to you.
Yeah, 100%.
Alrighty, let's go ahead. In 3, 2, 1, read, read, read. Or whatever you're doing, I guess.
And after all that,
Are you for real? Finally decides to work.
That's so funny.
Hilarious.
Maybe it was working the whole time and we were just broken.
I was
I'm pretty damn
prepared
sure.
I was prepared this time too. Like I kept glancing up for the last 3 minutes to keep track. I was all ready.
Of course.
That's crazy. Oh,
I managed to get Carl brought to work, and so now I'm just managing permissions on like the different channels that I do. I don't want people to be able to post in, and then I think I'll be right to have it ready because I obviously need it ready to put in the like announcement video. So it's like I have to do before I do the next step. So I've ticked it off my list now, which is good. So yeah, I'll spend my afternoon applying for jobs before I go pick up my daughter from daycare.
good stuff.
So you kept me what is it called? You kept me proactive, busy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's good.
Committed, less distracted.
Yeah. I got another 40 pages in, so I'll probably finish this up tomorrow for sure. Maybe even before work. Maybe.
You seem to be plowing through it pretty quickly, so you're obviously like enjoying it.
Yeah, and like even with just the audio, I'm going fast, which normally is slower than with the eyeballs. So, but yeah, it's like about 100 pages left, just a little over 100 pages. So maybe I can finish it before I go to work tomorrow, which would be epic because I haven't finished anything for the readathon yet. So that'll make me feel more accomplished. I'll be able to check something off the list, So yeah, and also I will feel less bad for letting these audiobooks go. Because when I made my TBR, I just went ahead and grabbed the ones that were available so that I at least already had them, and I wasn't going to be, sad that I didn't have them. So I only had a few days to try to get them in, and I forgot to do that. Instead of continuing the books that I was already in, I forgot to pause them and do the audiobooks that I had borrowed first.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I yesterday was like, oh yeah, I need to use these audiobooks. They're gonna go away. So that's why I was like, I'm just gonna pause those and I'm gonna switch over here and then I'll go back.
Typical reading behavior.
Right.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can maybe use some of the other two because it was for this one and then Truth Witch and for Truly Madly Guilty were the 3 that I was able to find on Libby. Inkheart, actually, that's another one that I have. It's a middle grade.
I love Inkheart. It's one of my favorite books of all time. I literally special ordered the like hardback American editions because they're impossible to find in Australia. I got them from overseas. I have them pride of place up on the top of my shelf. Hold on. If I can go see
the ones that I have on my TBR.
There. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they're like it's like one of my favorite series. I've only read the first 2, but it's one of my favorite series. I need to reread the first 2 before I can read the third, but like it was like childhood fave. And the other one that I have up there that's also childhood fave is Del Toro Quest. Then I got 1, 2, 3, and then I got the anniversary edition of the first one, like the bind up, given to me from Scholastic when I was like I had like 1,000 followers, and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever gotten. I'm so excited.
So good. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like finally on their reviewer list, and that was like one of the first books they sent me, and I was like kidding. I was like a pig in poop. I was really excited. Yeah.
I get it. But yeah, that one came through yesterday. So
you've got time to get to it.
Yeah, that one I have time to get to. Plus, it's middle grade, so I'm not expecting to need to rely on the audiobook to like get into it as much. I have been in a headspace now where it's like sitting and reading with my eyeballs makes me feel like I'm not being productive enough. So audiobooks have been a friend, especially during that first like 100 pages of like trying to get invested. It makes it even harder to like keep my brain fully focused on the story and not like have that other second half of the brain that's back there like thinking about all the things I should be doing. So it's like once I get past that first part, it's a little bit easier at least. But anyways, so the other audio, everything else I was able to get the audio for through Everend, or it just doesn't have an audio option available for borrowing that I would have to either purchase it or it doesn't exist. So
I love those ones, the ones that don't exist.
Yeah. The limit does not exist.
Yeah.
Glinda asks where your glasses are from.
Oh, I think it's an Australian company. It's called Specsavers. It's just like, I don't think that there's a Specsavers anywhere but Australia, but yeah.
Yeah. And got 59 pages of their book, which is awesome. It's a good, solid sprint. You were flying. All right. Do you have anything you would like to plug before we go?
I have a 3-part thing. One came out today, one comes out tomorrow, and one comes out the next day. Other than that, my Pick Pongathon announcement video will be coming out sometime next week whenever I get a chance to film and edit it for an August competitive-based readathon based on my TBR game, which if you don't know what it is, go check out my channel and watch it and see if you're interested in the chaos that is beer pong-inspired TBR game.
Yeah. I will have everybody, the readathon itself for Midyear Reading Scramble and also Crystal, I will link down below in the next few minutes. And as for me, I don't know when I'm going to be posting, but I do have some videos that I have filmed that I need to post. So I will be doing it at some point. I just don't know when. I've been importing the footage. I finished importing it today, I think, except for what's on the card that's still in my camera. So I almost finished importing the footage of the most recent one of those videos. But I'm pretty sure I never actually posted the video where I talked about everything I read in the first quarter of the year. So I should probably post that before I talk about the rest of the books. So we'll see. We'll get there eventually.
You just got to logically make it make sense, right?
Right. Like and it's neither of them are like super. The one where I talked about what I had been reading for the first quarter of the year is pretty basic because I was kind of in a slump. So like the last quarter of last year and the first quarter of this year, I was just like, I can't, like I was talking about with the can't sit and read with eyeballs. I kind of forgot about the solution, which was the audiobooks. And so I just didn't read at all. Hardly in comparison to like my normal. So, it's fine. I remembered eventually how I have been.
How there's this alternate option.
Right. Like, yeah. And it's so funny because like earlier last year, I was like so excited about like figuring out the solution to the problem. And then I forgot that I had a solution to the problem and I could have, been using it. Anyway, we do our best.
That's all right. We got there in the end. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. And as long as we're having fun.
Certainly. I don't know where I'd be without audiobooks though, so I understand exactly.
For sure. And like I have a long commute. I have a 30-minute commute to work. So it's an hour of my day that
I'm really laughing because my commute is 2 hours one way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been there.
So I get lots of audiobooks, and if I didn't have audiobooks, I would never read.
Yeah.
Because when I'm not driving to and from work, I'm with my daughter.
Right.
Or I'm working, you know, so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Audiobooks are the best.
Yeah.
See you next time. All right. We will be sprinting on someone's channel, I believe tomorrow evening is the next one, is in the evening.
I'm sure there will be some kind of sprints tomorrow at some point.
Yeah.
On someone's channel.
For sure.
I know that Britt was doing some bonus Patreon sprints. So if anyone wants to join her Patreon or already is, there will be sprints on her channel as well.
Good stuff. All right. That's it. Yep, we're good. All right. See y'all later. Bye.
Bye.